Fox 401, active third scramble, energy 10 south.
Hello and welcome aboard our Piper Cherokee cruiser. We're on the ground at Tacoma Narrows Airport holding short of runway 17 and ready for takeoff. And today we're going to be flying a VFR airway through the Class Bravo airspace up here at Seahawk Airport. Based on ATIS, right now we're planning on the Seahawk Transition, which is right here, and that's when runways 16 are in use. I just listened to ATIS and it is indicating runways 16 in use. So we're planning again on Seahawk Transition. Then we're going to fly directly from Tacoma Narrows to Vashon Island, and then we're going to request clearance through the Class Bravo right here at this reporting point, Victor Papa Bravo Kilo Delta. And once we get our clearance, we're going to fly through the Bravo airspace across the threshold of runway 16 center, and then we're going to continue on the airway, exit the Bravo airspace, and then we're going to continue by flying to this VFR reporting point here at Kent, continue down to another VFR reporting point at Lake Tapps, reporting point at Puyallup Fairgrounds, continuing to the Tacoma Dome, Cheney Stadium, and then we're going to request clearance into the Class Delta and return to Tacoma Narrows. So let's go ahead and get our clearance for takeoff, and we'll head north and be on our way. So I have tower frequency set up here, 118.5. There we are on the ground. Tacoma Tower, Cherokee 7428 Romeo, holding short, runway 17, ready for departure. Cherokee 7428 Romeo, winds calm, runway 17, clear for takeoff, north departure approved. Clear for takeoff, runway 17, north departure approved, Cherokee 7428 Romeo.
Reaching runway 17. Entered runway 17, 4,900 feet remaining.
Full throttle, and maintain runway centerline. Looking for 75. There it is, and off the ground. We're going to maintain runway heading, climb out at 85 miles per hour. I'm going to make a right downwind departure to the north. I'm going to climb out to 2,500. And coming up on 2,000. Out on 350. 2,200. cruise, 2,300 RPMs. Trim for that. Listen to ATIS CChat.
Eyes on course heading, altitude, and if flight following requested. Read back all runway assignment hold short instructions. Advise on act you have information Romeo. Seattle Tacoma International Airport. ATIS information Romeo. 1553 Zulu, and 280 at 5. Ability 110. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 21. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3008. Arriving and departing runways 16 center, 16 right. Visual approaches in use. ILS runway 16 center.
Okay, runways 16 are still in use. And got tower frequency 120.95. Let's verify that. (120.95) confirmed. So we're heading up here to Vashon Island, and that's our VFR reporting point. And that's where we'll request our transition. Hearing any traffic on Pilot Edge on 120.95, which is the published frequency for the transition. So I'm going to go ahead and tune to Seattle Approach 13365, see if that does it for us. Still nothing heard. I'm gonna try 1199.
And 1000 altimeter 3006.
Okay, I'm hearing radio traffic on Pilot Edge now. So I'm going to use 1199, which is the frequency for runways 16 left, 16 center. Now he may give me a different frequency to contact in order to do the transition, we'll see.
You have information, Romeo.
Yeah, Romeo's still current.
November 3, Niner Romeo Lima and can approach. Between Niner Romeo Lima squawk 3 and ident, say position. Between Niner Romeo Lima, red tax 3 miles south of the Hayward Airport. Maintain VFR, remain outside Bravo Air, San Francisco altimeter 3004.
Seattle Tower, Cherokee 7428 Romeo, VFR request.
November 7428 Romeo, Seattle, go ahead.
7428 Romeo is type Piper Cherokee, 8 miles to the west over Vashon Island with Romeo, requesting the Seahawk Transition west to east.
7428 Romeo, 2126 on ident.
2126 ident, 28 Romeo.
For 748 Romeo, radar contact 7 miles west of SeaTac, clear through Seattle Bravo airspace via the Seahawk Transition, maintain VFR at 2,500.
Clear through Bravo airspace via the Seahawk Transition, maintain 2,500. 7428 Romeo.
403, 3 Delta Kilo, go ahead.
Climb back up to 2,500.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're going to fly right over runway 16 center.
403 Delta Kilo, ident observe.
And there's SeaTac there. There's 2,500.
And 3 Delta Kilo, contact port 1 approach, 118.42.
The cool thing about doing this in real life is that you get to fly over a major class Bravo airport. See all the passenger jets down there lining up for takeoff. watching them do their approach. Much more dramatic in real life. So we're going to make a right turn out after crossing runway 16 center.
403 Delta Kilo. They're currently landing east, but I can work. I'd expect a visual approach on the 28 right.
Trying to look down there and see the runway, but
3 Delta Kilo Roger. Expect a visual approach on lane 1.
okay, turning out to the right.
November 77 Golf Papa. No traffic observed between you and the airport. Change to advisory frequency approved. Report cancellation of IFR on the ground on waypoint 2. Still not at Romeo Lima, contact approach 1.1.
A lot of people are intimidated flying through Bravo airspace, but very careful provisions are made for VFR traffic to fly safely through Bravo airspace, and so you have just as much right to be here as passenger jets.
That's not 28 Romeo. Cancel altitude restriction.
Cancel altitude restriction, 28 Romeo.
November Romeo Lima NorCal. November 9 Romeo Lima Roger. I want to make sure I still have at you. Report Half Moon Bay, here's the clock 10 miles. For 776 Golf Papa, jet advisory frequency approved. Report cancellation IFR on the ground, point 2.
So I'm going to get 1185 in standby here for
November 403 Delta Kilo, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 3.
return to Tacoma Narrows. So there's our track, Vashon Island, Seahawk Transition, runway 16 center. And we're coming up to the Kent reporting point there. Okay, so right now we're still in Bravo. We're in the 2,000 to 10,000 foot shelf. But here in a couple of moments we'll be outside of Bravo. As soon as we cross right here, it goes to 3,000 to 10,000, and we're at 2,500. So we'll be underneath the shelf at that point. We're clear of Bravo airspace now. Now the thing about the simulator is you can't really see a lot of these waypoints on the ground, so you have to identify them either by ForeFlight or Sky Vector. But that's the town of Kent, and that's Auburn Airport. just at our 1 o'clock.
Number 7428 Romeo, Bravo airspace to the southeast. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk VFR, frequency change approved to 8 Romeo. Thank you.
Cessna 9er Romeo Lima, no between you, change approved. Cheyenne 3 Delta Kilo, heading 010 vector visual approach. So now we're looking for lake taps. Should be at our 12 o'clock. Right here. That's going to be our next VFR reporting point. November 615 Whiskey NorCal approach, squawk 3010. Say type aircraft and destination.
Okay, Clear Bravo. Switching over to tower frequency at Tacoma Narrows, and again, Pilot Edge doesn't cover Tacoma Narrows from the ground up, so we're just going to simulate that. And it's one of the major thoroughfares right underneath us. A lot of times they do fly roadways, interstates, other easily identifiable roads. Makes for some convenient VFR navigation. Coming up on lake taps. And then a right turn out to Puyallup Fairgrounds. That's our attitude heading reference system, AHRS. One of the really cool features in ForeFlight. Now, by utilizing these different waypoints that I have in here, these VFR reporting points, we're going to stay clear of Bravo airspace at 2,500. So as you see right here, it's 3,000 to 10,000, so we're going to be 500 below that. And here the shelf is also 3,000 to 10,000. We'll stay below that. And then we're going to come out right here where the shelf is 5,000 to 10,000. So we'll be staying clear the entire time of Bravo airspace. The only time we were in it is when we got that clearance. And of course, the requirement for Bravo airspace is you must have ATC clearance in order to fly in it. Establishing two-way radio communications is not enough. All right, coming up on our waypoint, and we'll make a right turn out. Request a landing clearance at the Puyallup Fairgrounds. Listen to ATIS, Tacoma Narrows, 22405.
Tacoma Narrows Information Delta. 1700 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 17, dew point 12. Altimeter 3008. Arriving runway 17, departing runway.
Okay, we already had Delta. On the fairgrounds. And a right turn out to 286. Again, it's hard to recognize in the simulator some of the things that are depicted on the sectional. So we're gonna have to rely on ForeFlight for that. Tacoma Tower, Cherokee 7428 Romeo, Puyallup Fairgrounds, landing with Delta. Cherokee 7428 Romeo, Tacoma Tower, report Cheney Stadium. Report Cheney Stadium, Cherokee 7428 Romeo. So again, there's the 3,000 to 10,000 foot shelf. And then the next shelf is also 3,000 to 10,000. And again, we're staying at 2,500 out of Class Bravo airspace. up on Cheney's, coming up on Tacoma Dome. Seems to me that is a feature that they should have depicted in the simulator, but I'm not seeing it. Checklist, gas set to fullest tank. I'm going to switch over to the right tank. Fuel pump on. Landing light on. We'll pull the carb heat on our downwind leg. Mixture set to full rich. And left turn out. Cruise descent down to 2,000. Tacoma Tower, Cherokee 7428 Romeo, reporting Cheney Stadium. Cherokee 7428 Romeo, enter left downwind for runway 17. Left downwind for runway 17, Cherokee 7428 Romeo. And we're going to continue our descent down at pattern altitude. And we'll enter on the 45 degree for left downwind. Runway 17. Again, pattern altitude 1,300. Up on 1,300. Go ahead and put our carb heat on. So gas, undercarriage, mixture, props. Propeller and switches. We have our landing light is on. Leveling out at 1,300. Throttle back to about 2,000 RPMs. Cherokee 7428 Romeo, Tacoma Tower, wind light and variable, runway 17, cleared land. Cleared land, runway 17, Cherokee 7428 Romeo. There's threshold, 1500. And we're adding the first notch of flaps. Turning base leg.
Hundred.
And rolling out. And we'll add our second notch of flaps. Turning final. And a little bit of power. And pitching for 80. Put the final notch of flaps in when landing is assured. There it is, final notch of flaps. Back. And flaps retracted. Turn out right here. And fuel pump off, landing light off, repeat in. Tacoma Tower, Cherokee 7428 Romeo is clear of the runway. Cherokee 7428 Romeo, Tacoma Tower. Taxi parking via Alpha Bravo 2. Parking via Alpha Bravo 2. 7428 Romeo. So pretty cool stuff flying into the Class Bravo right over a major airport like SeaTac. And that's what those VFR airways are for. So we'll bring it into parking and do a quick debrief and be on our way. gone. And we'll shut it down. So all power off. Master switch off. Lean cut off, ignition off. And we'll bring up before flight and take a look at our flight track. So there's our takeoff, runway 17, and then we did a right downwind departure to the north and headed up to Vashon Island, which is a VFR reporting point. Made my radio call to Seattle Tower. The only difference was that the frequency that's indicated on the chart is 120.95. That did not work for us on Pilot Edge, so we had to, I believe we switched over to the tower frequency that's published for runway 16 center here. Whoops. Which I believe was, yep, Seattle Tower 119.9er. And that one was recognized by Pilot Edge. So that's the only kind of difference from a real life flight. And then, of course, we were cleared into the Bravo airspace and flew the transition over the threshold of runway 16 center, continued on to our VFR waypoint at the town of Kent, continued down to Lake Tapps waypoint, then to Puyallup Fairgrounds, requested our landing clearance, and we were given a reporting point over Cheney Stadium, and then we were cleared into runway 17. So that's flying the published VFR transition across the Bravo airspace. And it's a very good thing that those things exist, because it's very complex airspace here, and they recognize that there's a need for VFR traffic, to general aviation traffic, to fly through that airspace. And so they create these different, at different Bravo airports, they create these transitions for that very purpose. And a lot of people, again, as I said earlier, are intimidated by it. You shouldn't be. That's what they're there for. So thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.